m'en fous la colle. I got so much trouble on my mind. Refuse to live. It's your ticket.
Well, you don't want a crabby car.
Hello YouTube, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I've had my DC2 3.5 years now and things are starting to change. Right, so here we are, there's Josh, there's my old engine, and this, the new engine. Now then YouTube, welcome to another video. Got some things to talk about today, some exciting maybe, things for the channel, future, everything, merchandise maybe. What I'm actually doing is I'm going to help Ed with the suspension on his R32 Skyline. This car's a bit special, it's had quite a lot of work done so far this year. I'll talk some more about it as we go along. You might notice it's currently wearing my R33 wheels. Well, yes it is. There's a reason for that. We've had a bit of a trade. Ed needed some sticky tyres for the front and I wanted to drive his car. So we're booked on a drift day at Teesside in a couple of weeks. So yeah, me in a 500 brake horsepower Skyline, 500 wheel horsepower should I say, RV25 Skyline. That should be a very good day. I've never driven anything like that power before, so something to look forward to in the future. But why am I making this video? Well, obviously I'm doing this and I'll show you some of this. There's another car in the corner that I'm going to show you as well. Another lad's building an S13 with a 1JZ in it, which is coming along quite well. We're having a bit of a drifty day today on the content side of things, but I need to talk about the old channel and the vision for the future. And I've done this loads of times myself. I've never actually put anything into practice because obviously this channel has grown from 1,000 or so subscribers 5 years ago, say, and now we're on 50,000. Yeah, it's not a huge growth compared to a lot of other channels, but it's come out of nowhere, and I've never tried to gain subscribers other than I've just been making videos, which is, obviously that's the core of growing a channel, right? You make videos people want to watch and people start subscribing. But I want to take it a bit further, and I might even start dressing a bit smarter. Who knows what the future might hold. I think I've got a really good audience as it is now. I think a lot of you like how raw things are, how man, I hate talking about myself so much, but I think who I am, I am who I am, right? And I think a lot of you like this, like the cars obviously as well, big part of it. A lot of you are just here for one car or the other. But yeah, this channel as a whole, I've just been filming stuff that I've been doing on cars for years. Never had any kind of thoughts to how I could make that work for me in the old bank balance or anything like that. But that's going to change somewhat, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't want anyone to get scared because, I want to try and make a few quid off this. That's the bottom line. I want to try and make a few quid off this. Now, what's happened in the past year has definitely accelerated this. I feel like I've got a good base to start with, the current fan base, and if I can grow it into being, a half decent little earner and get some things going on the side, get some help to pay for things on the MR2, fresh tyres and stuff like that, that'd be lovely. I just feel like I need to start making this work for me because I haven't done yet, and I feel like if we get another 5 years down the line and I have another one of these episodes where I don't want to do YouTube anymore rather than just going full steam ahead, I think I will live to regret it. So what does that mean? I mean, one of the things that I've been trying to wrap my head around for years now is what to call it. And obviously my YouTube name at the minute is my name, and there's a few reasons for that, but the main one was just because I was fed up of emailing anyone or having emails sent to me and it saying Danny DC2, because obviously Google is fucking integrated as fuck and you can't get away from it other than making a new email account and stuff like that. But I didn't want to do that, and one day I was just like, right, fuck it, I'm changing it. And obviously that filtered through to the YouTube channel. So that's why the YouTube channel is my name at the minute, but I want to change it. I've been trying to think of a name for so long, but when you look at these people on the internet and they're behind the brand compared to just someone who's their name like me, I want to shift to that side. I want to be the brand. Obviously, it'll still be me, but I want to have a brand in front of that, somewhat in effect. And then, you know, I just think it'll make more sense and be better. Maybe it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, but I'm actually doing it now, and I've actually done this probably 3, 4, 5, 6 countless times over the past couple of years, where I've said I'm going to start doing something. I'm going to start selling t-shirts and stuff just to try and, you know, get some revenue up and allow me to put more in that corner of the room. And I always do the same thing. I get home, I edit the video. No, I'm not ready for that yet. But I'm making the commitment now. I'm doing it. It's happening, right? So what I'm initially going to call a brand, right? And this will be a bit of a mind bender to a lot of you, because if you think of what I could think of, what obviously Danny DC2 was obviously the OG. It was the username. That's all it was. Don't get too attached to it. It was the username. So I've had all these ideas of things that, you know, cool sounding names, and, you know, things that reference the cars I've got or reference me, and, you know, trying to think of something cool. And I'll get such a good idea, right? And then the day after, I'll be like, that's trash. Why did I think that was a good idea? So what I'm going to do, big brain moment, Danny DC2, just going to cut the Danny off. So this is now the DC2 YouTube channel. It's the DC2 world, right? It's just DC2 everything, right? I don't know how it's going to go down with the Honda fan base, because, you know, a lot of people hear DC2 and they think of the car, right? But I think that car is pretty close to me in the world of the internet, certainly. I mean, in the bubble that I'm in, let's say. If you're looking for Integra videos on YouTube or something like that, or, you know, if you go on Forza Motorsport and look at the liveries for DC2s, you'll find one of my car. You know, it's pretty close, right? And it's kind of a homage as well to where we started, DC2. It's short, sweet, simple, and I like it. And like I say, I've thought of so many different names. I'm not going to reel them off, because I think I might use them in the future for some t-shirts and stuff like that. You know, I can build this tree and branch out. Anyway, just to warm you up to the idea then, that's where we're going, and I'm 90% sure it's going to happen. So, and I'll start throwing merchandise and stuff down your throat soon, maybe. But anyway, I might talk about this a bit more again later on as we go, but we've got this Skyline to set up. So we've had to raise the ride height because we've put these R33 wheels on and they didn't clear on the inside, so we had to put a wheel spacer on, and now the wheel's poking out just a bit too much, so we've raised the ride height. Hopefully everything will be all right now, but because we've changed the ride height, we need to set the suspension up, we need to do the alignment on it. Now, I aligned this car last year, but then it went and blew its engine up pretty much straight away. So it's had a full build on it since. He's spent so many pounds, unreal amount of pounds, but now we've got a properly built RB25 with it's got a smaller turbo on it this time. It's got a Garrett turbo on it. I don't know the size turbo in it, but yeah, it's making 500 wheel horsepower, so pretty tasty. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to drive it. I'll tell you that for free. So we're going to do the alignment on it, and I'll show you that S13. Actually, you know, before we start on this, I'll show you that S13 because I've probably bored you all to death with this crap by now, right? So let's go and have a quick peek at the S13. Give you a walk around first. Is she ready to start? Are we in the middle of something?
We're, I don't know what he's doing. He will start, he's putting off doing the power steering lines.
Do you want to make it choo-choo for the YouTube? Yeah. Right, I've turned on the stability mode now. Does it look smoother? Have you fucking started it yet or what? We've got skylines to do. Oh, can I feel? Wow. I will say it has been running all day before you think he's revving the knacker off it from Stone Cold. But yeah, this is another fresh build. Obviously the 1J, very clean. It's a bit too clean this, but he is a bit of a show and shine kind of, wants to go on parking fields and take pictures of his cars kind of guy. But it's good. It's good.
Catch up after Teesside. See what condition.
Yeah. So this car should also be drifting at Teesside. So we'll see if it's still as clean as it is now at the end of the day. Alright, so we're going to do the Skyline alignment. Now, like I said, I have done this previously already, and we went full BDC with it. We put a smidge of positive camber on the rear and dicked about with the rest. I think we're going to try and get a bit more front camber on, just because of how these wheels don't quite fit. But other than that, it'll be neutral toe. I can't remember if we ran toe in or not on the back, but obviously we'll get the string out, measure the box, and we'll be able to see exactly where the old alignment was. We've only made changes to the front, but there were some things loose on the rear, right?
Indeed, yeah. Mine was loose.
Yeah, so there was quite a few bits on the back that were loose, so we'll check it all. That's kind of part of setting the box up anyway. You obviously check where everything is, and we'll get on with alignment it, and then we'll get to see it, do a little chooch. Yep. Right, I'm just got to put these on, but obviously I've moved the tables a little bit, and while I've got an order for where they should be, I'm just double checking the flat, because we did have a little bit of, when I came to this originally, we were wobbling a little bit. So I've just got a spirit level just to make sure it's flat, and done that on all four. So now we can drop the car down. We've got the pins in on the turntables. We'll set the box up, start taking some measurements, and got a whiteboard at the back where I'll start taking stuff down. Right, we've got our box set up now on the Skyline. So I forgot to mention before doing this that we checked the camber and that we're happy with it, because if you've watched this channel before, you'll know that if you don't make the camber changes first, then you get into a bit of a long day situation. But we're happy with the camber. We've got about 4.5 roughly front, which is just about enough for these R33 wheels with a 20mm spacer and a 235 tyre. It's a track tyre in MRF. I say it should be for my Integra, but we're doing a little trade. Don't get too used to these wheels, sir. Yeah, okay. And then on the rear, it's as before, we've got a little bit of positive camber, which you can just about see on the camera, I think. Yeah, it kind of looks a lot more than, it did at first look, but yeah, we've got 0.4 positive camber. So I've written up the box on the board with our camber in pink or red, and then we've got the distance between the string and the centre of the wheel, front and rear. We've got that matched, and now we know our box is a box because of obviously the rings that we've got on this as well. Ensures that we've got all the same. So we're on to the toe then, and all we're going to do is square it off. So that's all we did last time, and Ed was quite happy with it. We've not changed anything on the rear, like I say, but we have changed the front ride height to fit those wheels. So we've raised the front up a little bit, so we're going to expect that our toe has probably gone a little bit toe in, but we'll double check and see. Now, I never know how interesting these videos are. This is one of the most interesting things that I find myself doing lately, personally, me and myself. So this is something that I've really started to enjoy doing since I've started doing it, and yeah, now everybody wants their cars aligning, which is, well, yeah, I mean, I've got all the gear now, so may as well.
You're about 5 metres away.
Yeah, I'm pretty local. So what we're doing then to measure the toe, we've got about 5 there, and we've got, wow, like 3.8 here. So the distance is greater at the front of the wheel, so I called it. Honestly, I didn't measure it beforehand, you'll have to trust me. We've got quite a lot of toe in, which, if you'll focus, you fuck. Which you can see there, so I'm looking straight down the car and you can see more of the back of the wheel. So the front of the wheel is pointed in, revealing the face of the wheel a little bit square on. So yeah, we can clearly see we've got some toe in there. So what we'll do, we'll adjust the steering arms, get this straight. Obviously we'll check the back as well. The back should be good. Now, I'm not going to wait for the focus on this one because we don't need to, but yeah, the back's perfect. Actually got a little bit So that just over 5.5 there, and bang on 5.5 there. So it's actually got a mill grater at the rear, so it's actually towing out a little bit. Oh, someone pointed out in another video that this is quite similar to the Driftworks livery. Now I didn't think about that before, but I think there's perhaps a similarity. The man's on the phone at the minute, but we'll quiz him on it later because you know, maybe there's going to be a lawsuit coming his way or something. But I'm sure they're just fans, right? I mean, Drift Boys and Driftworks is like they're the boys, aren't they? That's what surely everyone in the drift world looks up to. Outsliders and all that, yeah. Hang on, we'll try and find some. Is there any Driftworks stickers on it? I'm looking for Driftworks stickers. Aha, here we go. See, so, oh mate, he's even got the, oh Ed. Ed, can I ask you about something?
You are?
Can I ask you about something? Well, someone sent me a message about your car and its similarity to this car with the stickers.
I could say it's very similar.
Would you say it's inspired by?
I could say it's inspired by.
You're just a fan though, right?
Just a fan.
Yeah?
Yeah. You've rattled me. You've rumbled.
I mean, Driftworks are the boys, aren't they? So, I mean, it's done with passion for the drifting community, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Not just plagiarism, right?
Give my bit back.
Yeah. Right, we're all done on the Skyline now. So we ended up having to adjust the toe on all 4 corners. The front was, as I said earlier, towing in on both sides quite a bit. So we've gone square there, and we've actually we've changed the rear. It was I misread when I spoke about it earlier. It was actually towing in on one side slightly and towing out on the other. So it was in effect crabbing, which obviously you don't want a crabby car. So what we've done, we've actually put a little bit of towing on the rear. We've got a mill on each side. Now, I would have thought, being a drift car, you might want tow out, which is why I made the BDC remarks earlier. But when we actually set up the S13 that I showed you at the start of the video, I set that up a couple of weeks ago. The chap had found some information online that he wanted to copy from, which was fair enough. And yeah, that was actually 4 mil total towing. I was quite shocked by that, to be honest, because I wouldn't have thought he'd do that. I mean, it makes sense in principle with all these, you know, with the Integra, the M3 and the MR2, I always run towing at the rear for stability, but I thought on a drift car you might want it to be a bit less stable. But I mean, everyone's got different driving tastes, right? And a more stable car can't be a bad thing. I'm pretty sure on E36 I did run a bit of towing on that as well when I was drifting, so maybe it's the way, or I don't know. I wouldn't mind experimenting one day and actually putting some tow out on the rear and seeing just how it affected how the car drove, because in theory, a bit more tow out on the rear, if you're going into corners, and it's going to be a bit more layer, isn't it? Which might be what you want, right? But we've still got that positive camber on the back, so we've still got some some drips of BDC in the setup. But yeah, that's all good. So should drive straight now. Right, we're going to get a start from the Skyline now. You can have a quick look at the engine. You'll have seen this car before, right? If you've been watching my videos. Quite a lot of you asked about it in the past, but I usually kept it in the dark a little bit. But I mean, now that I'm potentially, or almost certainly eventually now, finally going to be driving it, yeah, we'll do a little bit more info on the car. Now, obviously I'm not an expert on these things, but I can tell you for a fact that a lot of time has gone into this build. If you know these cars better than me, which a lot of you will do, hopefully you can tell just by looking. I mean, look at that timing belt. She started a bit weak, didn't she? Ah, right, so he has been doing some fuel pump stuff today, which is why it started a little bit slow there. But yeah, like I said at the start of the video, this is a 500 wheel horsepower R32, obviously with the 34 front end on there. Now he's just bleeding his power steering, and then he's going to go and test the alignment, and we might get a little choo-choo out of him. Now I don't think we're going to see the 1J S13 do anything today. He's not even got a seat in it yet, he's busy doing some wiring stuff. We're getting close. I mean, I'm going home soon for my teeth lather, so yeah. I mean, I'd quite like to see it move, and I'm sure the internet would as well, eh? Yeah.
Well, as it stands, I'm actually not sure if it will run under its own steam.
Oh, he's got doubts.
Have you ever actually ran it under its own steam?
No, that's why.
What a great time.
Okay, may as well do a burnout then to test it.
Try again.
Have you torqued your wheels up?
I have.
Oh, all right. Very good. Now we walked past this earlier, and it turned up yesterday, and it's pretty cool, right? There's obviously a lot of things that are making it not so cool, but it's quite a nice colour, very dusty. Look at this spoiler. Now, I don't know anything about Skylines, but that is a cool spoiler, right? Definitely a cool spoiler. And it's a manual RB25. And you know what? It might have been quite interesting to do some videos yesterday because they were having some issues with it, trying to get it run properly. But obviously, this is not going to become a drift channel, but because I'm going to be making more videos and I'm bloody surrounded by these bloody drift cars, then we might see some more action on all that kind of stuff. You know, I love a 6-cylinder turbo as much as any man. A 6-cylinder turbo, yeah. These 2.5 litre 6-cylinder turbos. Yeah, I can write all day about them, boys. Just torquing up the wheel bolts. 120, yeah?
You've got torque.
Yeah. Going very gentle. Something wrong?
No, he says he's already said to me, keep your phone ready just in case.
Spanner. Is it dropped off his car?
I don't know, there must be something rattling around. Saying that to Ed, right?
Jesus. Would you believe it? The S13's actually making an exit. Are you feeling all right?
Shitting myself.
Yeah, just go steady, man. No pressure. He's not even tested his brakes yet. He's going downhill.
Cover your ears.
Holy shit, it's that.
How's your alignment?
Feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wastegate spanner dropped off it. I heard a chunk and I was like, what the fuck is that? Must have been the engine bay from when they mapped it.
Oh, so there's a spanner in your engine bay? Oh, you found it? Oh, right. Right, okay. I've got my camera so we can take a nice picture. Jesus. Fucking hell, it's a good day to do a little video self-promoting myself.
What are they doing now?
I don't know what they're doing. They don't get out much, do they, these guys? So
This is their out. They're on day release.
I think I know what he's going to do next. Jesus.
Is it just me that scares?
I'm going to have to get the 525 out soon. Yeah, I'm going to take a picture, right? Flavor's car on the left, Ed's car on the right, and the bus in the middle. Any good?
Brakes are a bit soft, but good.
Alright. Wow. That was a decent effort. You can see where first gear started and then second gear started. He's done a burnout. Get in? I don't know about that. I don't think I want to get in the car. Not yet. It'll scare me. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That's what happens when you hang about with drifters. Sweet vape, bro. To hide the evidence before the landlord comes. Just before we end on this little drifty journey, this is the first time he's driven that since it all being built. And that's the first time he's driven that since fitting the engine. It was an SR20 last time he drove it. So I don't know if pointing the camera at them made them act in that way, but we'll take it. All content. We'll take the content. I can just not imagine driving like that anymore. Can you imagine doing that in the M3? I mean, E36 maybe, but wow. Right, that just about brings us to the end of this video. So we've seen some drift cars and obviously spoken about me a little bit, my future, the YouTube channel's future. Well, I wouldn't expect anything in the immediate, but just thought I'd try and warm you up to the idea of wanting to make this a bit more, not official by any means, but just be more of it. So I guess, you know, none of this can come without making more YouTube videos and doing more projects and things like that, which I'm down for, because, you know, obviously I've not got enough projects or anything on the go, but I really think it is the right move to have something like that, and it kind of takes away the personal thing away from me, which I don't like that much, you know, it being too much about me. And then, you know, when I'm doing things like hopefully doing some car reviews and stuff later in the year, stuff like that, you know, it can all come under one header rather than just being all about myself. And, you know, with some merchandise and stuff, I'm not going to just put the channel name on a t-shirt and try and sell you it. I mean, I'm saying that now, I'll cross my K's, so who knows, but I try and do something better than that. I'd rather try and sell something. If I'm going to try and make some money out of something, I'd rather try and sell something that someone would actually want to buy rather than just buying to support the channel, which I know a lot of people do, and I'm not trying to diss people for doing that, but if you've got something which is actually nice, like, you know, with t-shirts and things like that, something that you might actually want to wear, and you're supporting the channel, then it's a win-win, right? Rather than just, you know, chucking it in your wardrobe and it living there forever. You know, what's the point in that, eh? And stickers and stuff like that, maybe, I don't know. I've not really figured out exactly what I want to do, but it's pretty standard stuff, right? I've never wanted to make any money out of this YouTube stuff. I've never considered it. A lot of people do start channels thinking I'm going to get rich quick and stuff like that, so that's all total bollocks. I'm going to try and stay humble all the way through it. If you see me acting like a clown, I mean, maybe even just talking about doing this is me overstepping the line a bit and sounding like a clown, but I mean, the past year has been pretty tough, and you know, if I can get some extra pennies to be racing those two in the corner, doing well, being competitive, and if I'm funding it off the internet, like, wow, it's pretty crazy, right? I mean, I follow people on the internet like a lot of you do, and I see them doing all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, wow, how the fuck are you doing that from your YouTube channel? And it's not really views or anything like that anymore. It's not really how it works. It's, you know, brand deals and merchandise. That's where these people get all their money from. So yeah, let's join them. But like I say, if you think I'm being a clown, or if I'm going a bit too far away from what I was or whatever, I mean, I've aged a lot doing this YouTube. I was a young man when I started, and I'm not so young anymore, but I was still here. So why not try and just make some pocket money at least from all of this? That's my thoughts anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I don't expect anything too immediate, but I am, yeah, I mean, I'm announcing it, I guess. This is an announcement. Welcome to my announcement. And hopefully try and keep you entertained for a bit longer, and maybe even, can you imagine doing this full time? Fucking hell. That Integra would be fixed in no time, wouldn't it, eh? But anyway, that's the plan. So I hope you've kept you entertained for a little bit today, looking at the drifty cars, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on me trying to chill out a bit if you want. Just see what happens, I guess. But other than that, that's the end of the video. So I'll see you in the next one. I've still got to do my MR2 gearbox racing in a month, hopefully, but we'll see. Right, so that's enough from today, and see you next time.